All right, hi Terrence. Thanks for coming in today. To start, this is Dorothy. She's a human resource manager for our company Excel. So if you have any questions throughout, or for me, or just for human resource, feel free to ask. And following the meeting, if you have anything to follow up with, feel free to bring it up to Dorothy or myself. If it's human resource related, Dorothy's the person to go to. So to start, so we're just gonna, today is just a little performance review, just with some of the stuff that's been going on recently at work. I think hopefully you remember a little discussion we had a couple months ago, just with some of the things that I had heard about the work sites that you're on. Just moving forward with that today, just discuss a little bit about what's going on. We'll start with the performance review that I have had you fill out, self-evaluation, and then my ratings on that of what I've seen in the workplace. So to start, let's starting to go through your evaluation. There's some really good things. There's a lot of positives that came out of it. A big thing for us to start was your initiative on our job sites. We really appreciate that. We think you have great pride in the work that you do, which we really appreciate. You gave yourself a 5 in excellence on your peer evaluation, and we also matched that. I matched that on my evaluation. We really like that in you. It's a good quality you bring to our team, to our company. Another thing that I have is produces quality work efficiently. You gave yourself a 5. And you know, we really appreciate your quality work too. And I give you a 4 in that regard. Not that I disagree with your rating on that, because when it comes to you, just you working, you doing what you need to do, your work efficiency is unmatched and incredible. Just when it comes to maybe working with some other employees, or having to take orders, or work with in certain situations where you don't feel that you should have to. Maybe the efficiency has dropped a little bit, but I still really think that your quality of work has been excellent for us. In some of the other categories that we went through, starting with two-way communication. Communication, so as I mentioned to you earlier, communication's big for us. Being a construction company, you work in groups all day, in teams, and you're working as a team to, finish objectives, finish projects. So me being a supervisor, I really need to hear from you. Like, I need to know what's going on in the field. And I haven't been. I've received complaints with you working negatively with other employees in the field. And I need to know this stuff, and I need you to bring your issues up to me. As I mentioned in our previous meeting, or not meeting, but when I was talking to you while you were filling out material lists, I need you to bring that kind of stuff to me if you're having issues. Because you have yourself marked down as a 4 here, and we just don't have the same like-mindedness on that. I have you down as insufficient. Marking on that. Just, do you understand where I'm coming from there?
Yeah, it's I just think that when I do try to communicate with the employees that are on my team, that I just feel like that the amount of knowledge that I have and they have, it just isn't matched up, and when I try to communicate to them, it doesn't really translate.
So you feel that they don't understand?
Yeah, and when it comes to applying the information that I'm doing, it just gets lost in translation, and that's where we find where everything just goes bad, I guess.
Okay, well, if you feel like that,
yeah.
You need to bring those concerns to me.
Okay.
But I haven't received, I can work and try and work on issues like that, but if I don't receive those kind of issues or comments, then I can't try and help the situation. Did you understand that part of it?
Yeah.
That's my reasoning behind my rating on that.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Okay, and that kind of just led into the oral and written communication skills.
Okay.
Written communication skills, in terms of your documentation and your on-site stuff, there's always room for improvement. Everyone misses some reports here and there, safety meetings. forget to submit your forms, which is fine. You gave yourself a 4, I gave you a 3, which is satisfactory. There's always, everyone always forgets those forms, but we really need, that's such an important part of working in the construction field. We really, really need you guys to work on that. But also in terms of communication, the oral communication, I have the same thing. Just leading into the two-way communication is that you have yourself as a really proficient, excellent oral communicator, and which I'm not disagreeing that you might be like that in the field, but in terms your communication you might feel it works, but maybe it's not in the best way. Maybe you're negatively communicating to employees. Do you feel like that in the field, that you've negatively communicated, or?
I think it's just a lot of repetition, and from repetition comes just with maybe a little bit of frustration, but I do believe that what I am saying is of value and should be taken seriously from the whole project team, but I don't think that's happening whenever I'm communicating.
So I understand where that we think that we have lots of value in you as an employee. We think that you have lots of knowledge in our field, and you've really helped with the things that you've been told to do and that you've liked working on. You've completed them, hands down, no problems, and they've been perfect up to spec. Which led into our takes initiative in the work, which we talked about earlier, which is absolutely great. And another mention that we need to discuss is collaboration and teamwork. So I understand, which is kind of what kind of brought us to this meeting in general, into this regard, is the issues that have been happening in the field. So as you mentioned, you think that they don't understand your knowledge of the field. And you gave yourself a 4 in collaboration teamwork. So obviously you feel there's a little room for improvement. Am I right?
Yeah, just a little bit, but I do believe that had I have a little more authority within the project, that things will do a lot better. And if they actually start listening to what I have to say, that honestly we can definitely.
As mentioned before, so I have you down as more or less insufficient in teamwork regard. I've been conducting just some research and some get-togethers and reports with other employees and members of your group. They feel like the communication between you guys has not been led to productivity. It's been almost hindered business projects, or work productivity, just with the way employees they feel like they don't want to work with you, maybe just because you're not positive. Is that?
Yeah, like I said, I think it comes from repetition. There is a bit of frustration, but I don't think that really affects that much. But I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like maybe if there was a little bit more, I could be a little bit more understanding, but I don't think it's that to the extent of insufficient.
Okay. Well, that's just from what I've viewed of me being in the field and working with you and talking to other employees in our company. So, I mean, obviously, we can agree a little bit that there's a little bit of room for improvement. So that's something that we really, really need to focus on, is working in teams. As you're going to be working in teams every single day for as long as you work with us, which we hope is a long future. So there's throughout all the other things, minimal supervision required. You always know what to do when you have jobs to do. We appreciate that. We feel that was good. Takes initiative. We went through that. Your personal behaviors in working by yourself and doing your tasks have been positive. Personal behaviors, maybe some of the reports I've received, some of the things you've said to other employees have been, maybe they've just been taken out of context. I'm not sure, but that will kind of lead into our collaboration teamwork discussion we just had. But yeah, just really reinforcing the communication skills and teamwork skills that we really, really need to work on here. So in moving forward, now that we went through our scores and kind of both see what we feel on our scores. What do you think we can do moving forward to make your communication skills, maybe, or working with teams a little bit more productive?
Well, I just want to say thanks for recognizing my quality and initiative within the workplace. I thought that was going unnoticed just because of the process, like the performance of the projects that I've been included in. But I do believe that I guess I can see where I can improve in the teamwork and collaboration within my team. But in terms of just how I kind of deal with everything like that, like the repetition and frustration, I can improve on that. I don't think like any management or anything that would be necessary, but I just think that maybe, again, as I mentioned earlier, that if I had a little more authority, that I could kind of improve on my performance and just the performance as a team.
So in creating a development plan moving forward, then, I mean, obviously I can't just absolutely give you more seniority or authority on the spot, because that comes with success of projects that you're working on. And right now, project success has kind of been hindered just through relationships on the in the field and on the projects is what we're discussing. But I think moving forward, maybe some communication skills worked on. Maybe starting the days with a group meeting with your coworkers. Is that and talking beforehand of what everyone's going to do that day and how you guys can help each other. Is that something we could work towards?
Yeah, if it's just meeting in the mornings, just to kind of get an atmosphere of team, I think that would be an easy fix.
Yeah, and if things are moving poorly throughout the day, maybe call another discussion in the afternoon or after lunch, just to discuss where everyone's at. And doing that on a daily basis, I think, will really help your communication skills. And keeping in touch with me, I think, also moving forward, maybe we should touch base on a weekly basis, which would be nice. I mean, obviously I'm busy going around projects, but if you would if we could touch base on a weekly basis just to see what's going on, where you're at, how you're feeling, that would also help me in our communication skills and their two-way communication in seeing what's working on the site and what's not, as well as me doing the same thing with all your other employees. In terms of knowledge, as I mentioned, your guys' job success, your knowledge on the jobs is really hindered by relationship issues at the moment, it seems. But if you guys can just really lean on each other, you might be able to build off each other and learn from each other. And with project success could come further opportunities for education with us, right? We can send you to courses, we can send you to technical getaways to improve your skills, but we need results first. Well, not results in the sense, we need more efficiency in the process. So at the end of this meeting, now that we've discussed your appraisal, your evaluation review, and we discussed some of the ratings, most of the ratings that we went through from your side and my side, and a plan of development, I'd just like you to kind of summarize what you got out of this meeting, what we've talked about, just so I know that you understand where we're coming from.
Yeah, so what I got out of this meeting was that there's definitely a lot of areas that I can improve on, and that obviously the company has a plan for me going into the future, and that can't go forward without me learning from what we discussed today. And that's just mostly working on my teamwork, my oral communication, and just my communication with my top managers and with you guys. Yeah, and I guess to really emphasize teamwork and everything, that I need to implement more kind of team activities, just like the morning meetings that you were talking about.
Okay, well, just in finishing on that note, as I kind of just mentioned before, in terms of rewards, so being a team-based company, as you guys work in groups every single day, our policies and regulations state that our rewards are based on a group level, on group success, your project team success, and in meeting deadlines, meeting budgets, working together, working effectively, and learning off each other. And as we've discussed today, obviously there's room to improve in that regard in working with the team and your performance. So I just wanted to let you know and just kind of reiterate our policies and where our bonuses come from and where our benefit packages and the reward system comes from, just in case you feel uncertain about the response you're getting with your review or with your rewards. If you feel it's unfair, I just want you to know that this is what it's based off of. So that will reflect what your reward package will be. So moving forward, with regard to the development plan we discussed, we should, I think in maybe another semi-annual, maybe a couple months down the road, meet again after we just talk on a daily basis or or weekly basis, pardon me, and see how some of the communication teamwork skills have improved. If that works for you, schedule a follow-up meeting, say around 6 months from today,
Yeah.
today's date, if that works. If you feel that there's things you disagree with in our reports or from my ratings to you,
Okay.
there's an appeal process you can take up with Dorothy, our human resource manager. We'll review the process you bring up to her, and then we can kind of discuss it and see and go from there.
Okay.
There's appeal the report, and then obviously it will go to someone else. Other people will review it. So I'm just going to ask you to sign this form if you feel comfortable with what we talked about. Perfect, I'll file that away. And then finally, so today we talked about, overall we talked about your performance and that your communication skills need improvement, your collaboration, teamwork